Blackstar DJs worldwide.
Hey, hey, I'm Brante. Yeah,
The great beats.
yeah. And you say, be a me penante. Jet and a mini bee. Yeah. And you say, be a me a pepper.
So I'll first like to introduce myself. Go by the name DJ Kwasanti inside United Kingdom, and I'll be bringing you the spotlight each and every other day. Tonight, I've got two special guests with me to discuss a very sensitive and important topic in the DJ industry. So I've got DJ Quex. You can call him Kuku Amwako. I'll let him say more about himself, all the way from the United States of, it used to be Obama and I Trump. Yeah, and I've also got another colleague of mine, that's the PM, the Prime Minister of Music, inside United Kingdom as well. So I just give you guys a minute each to just introduce yourselves to the general public out there. So I'll start from home. So I'll start from the Prime Minister himself. Just give us a brief intro of yourself, and then we'll go to all the way United States of Trump.
I think a minute is too much to introduce myself. I think I need 30 seconds.
Go for it.
I'm basically a lover of music, a deep lover of music. I'm passionate about music, which is what actually maybe made me convert from a music artist to a DJ. So I'm a DJ. I think most people know me as that, but my first love for music was when I started actually creating music in the early 2000s. So I was part of a group called KGPM, came out, I think, first in 2001. Hammer of the Last to produce our album. And, you know, it was the beginning of a lot of new things, a lot of things were introduced to me once I entered the music scene then. Unfortunately, school and work and things hasn't given me enough time to record. But generally, I think I can just introduce myself as a very passionate lover of music.
Wow. That's a very brief introduction of yourself. And at least the 30 seconds even says it all. I believe tonight we're going to have a very good discussion. All right, so let me zoom into the United States of Trump, all the way down Maryland, if I'm correct.
Yes. I'm based here in Maryland, USA. My name is Kweku Amwako, known as DJ Quicks. A lot of people know me as the entertainment CEO. Mostly because I'm passionate about music, but I'm also passionate about the business side of things. My prior life was in corporate America, where I focus on strategy, branding, marketing, and I'm extremely passionate about the diaspora and the impact we can make. The diaspora can contribute in terms of creating opportunities for the continent. And so I always, everything I do, try to sort of mobilize and organize in the diaspora in the culture space in terms of having impacts on Africa, especially Ghana, since that's where I'm from. But I've been able to, through a lot of initiatives, be the founder for a few organizations, but the main one is the Afropolitan Cities, which is a huge cultural organization across multiple cities in the USA, probably the largest diaspora organization right now. And so I'm happy to be here to share my knowledge and experience. I'm also a DJ, obviously. And so for me, the culture thing started all with the DJing aspect of things, which opened a lot of doors. So I'm happy to be here to share my experience, both as a DJ, as a business person, and as someone that's very passionate about this kind of stuff.
Wow, that's great to know as well. So, viewers, that is my two main guests for tonight, tonight's Spotlight show. and we'll just zoom in straight and then do the discussion of the day, because now I'm very happy to have these two gentlemen. And also not to forget, we're going to be having one other DJ joining us when he comes. I'll let him do the honors of introducing himself. Due to certain circumstances, he's not with us from the beginning, but he will definitely join us as we go on. So welcome aboard the Spotlight Show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So tonight, I've got a 3-in-1 question that I'm going to be discussing with you guys. At least we're going to have a conversation because I also share some experience on the topic as well. So first and foremost, since we all practice as DJs, and we've got Quakes on the business side, and PM also doubles as an artist and a DJ as well. And I know you do events as well. You are an event organizer as well. So yeah, that makes it like more or less like a full house. All right. So tonight's topic we're discussing: do DJs really matter in the promotion of music, and what impacts do DJs make on music when it becomes a hit? Do DJs really help in making music a hit? And then the most controversial part of it all is going to be, do DJs have to pay for songs that they help in promoting? So this is the topic that we're going to be discussing today. So I'll start from Quex. I want to ask you straight away, do DJs really matter when it comes to music promotion?
Absolutely. I think that DJs still play a role in the promotion of music. I think that the times have definitely evolved, and the level of impact that DJs used to have, or the level of leverage that DJs used to have in the past, is definitely not the same now, because right now there's multiple channels, right? There's multiple channels, and the dependency on DJs is not as much, because this day and age, artists have millions and millions of following, and so do a lot of bloggers and influencers and all that. So the technology has created multiple marketing channels for artists to distribute and promote their music, but DJs continue to play a role in the sense that we still are sort of like the direct interface with customers, the consumers of the music, direct interface. And so you could listen to a song on YouTube. You could listen to a song on Spotify, but you don't experience it the same way that DJs deliver it, in a live experience, on radio and any other platforms that DJs sort of showcase their work. And I tell you what, it's almost like going to the store and getting, going to the store, you have products on the shelves, and you pick it for yourself and check it out and decide whether you like it. And somebody in the store actually, doing a presentation for you about the benefits of the product, right? It's not the same. And so chances are, you're going to like it better after a presentation, after somebody has, sort of walked you through the benefits of the product. And I feel like that's what DJs do. We deliver it in a way that makes it more acceptable. We introduce it in a way that, sort of triggers a lot of ways in which the music can be consumed. We can play it in a wedding, in a party. You can play it in so many different channels. And just a lot of DJs also have a huge reputation, and a lot of trust in the communities that they serve. And so just the endorsement from a DJ also is a big one, right? It's almost like, a celebrity saying that, what, this is a product that I endorse, and everybody going after that. So I feel like, both from many, many angles, no matter how you look at it, DJs continue to play a role. Times have evolved, and DJs definitely have to evolve as well in terms of how we contribute to the distribution and promotion of music. But I would definitely say that we continue to have that kind of impact. May not be the same, but we continue to have that kind of impact.
I understand you
Yeah.
perfectly. The evolution of time, like as you're saying, has really changed the way DJs do really matters when it comes to promotion of music. And if I'll pose a further question, I'll ask, how do you think DJs could change their style to meet up with the current happenings when it comes to promotion of music?
Are you asking me or PM?
Yeah. That's just a follow-up to
what I just said. Got you.
Yeah.
I think that, listen, in business, I feel like leverage is everything, and don't get it twisted. Whether it's in the DJ business, whether it's in the music business, leverage is the currency. And so, as times are evolving, as a DJ or any DJ platform, we have to continue to ask ourselves, what kind of leverage do we really have? Because now artists have options. Artists have more options than they used to have in the past. And so, so what kind of leverage do we have, and how can we continue to build on that leverage to have the same level of impact? And so, before, radios and the other channels were the main marketing and promotion platforms. Now, there's social media. So then DJs don't have the same level of impact. And so the question is, how do we sort of adjust our model to get to have that same impact? I personally feel like, in terms of the channel, right, we have to continue to make our channels even more relevant. Now it's not radio, or might not be as big on radio. It might be social media, and so we continue to be present and be relevant in any other channel that there is to offer, right? And make sure our channels continue to dominate and continue to have the same level of impact. That's one. The other part is that I think now more than ever, the DJ world has to connect and form alliances and continue to sort of use our combined influence and leverage as a way to help, promote music, right? So one DJ might not have the leverage that is needed, or the level of leverage that is needed to command attention from the music industry. But 200 DJs, 1,000 DJs, 2,000 DJs will definitely have the command, right? So DJs have to get really creative and be open-minded about how to continue to dominate. And I think the way things are evolving, if DJs really don't think about how to come together, build a network, and continue to sort of bring their communities that they influence individually, bring it all into one space, and use that traffic, use that combined audience as leverage to continue to dominate and promote music, is going to be a problem. There are other ideas, but I want to hear what.
So I'll move straight to the Prime Minister himself. PM, I'll ask the same thing. Do you think DJs really matters when it comes to music promotion?
I think so. I mean, it's obviously back in the day, they had a lot more impact than now, but it doesn't mean DJs don't have impact now. I think DJs are endorsers and introducers of music, depending on what platform the DJ has to get the music across.
Okay.
So if a radio DJ introduces a song, that's the first time a few millions are going to hear it ever.
Mm-hmm.
The way the DJ plays a song or introduces a song or talks about the song would influence whether people actually want to purchase the song or want to consume the music. we also endorse in the sense that even if you're not the first to play the song, if a song is out there, but people are a bit unsure about it, because some songs just grow on people. It can take one DJ to actually endorse a song for people to think, actually, this song is not bad. Oh, so you didn't realize it wasn't bad until this DJ said it. It's just because of how much influence that DJ has on people.
Right.
So, yes, we totally, when it comes to promotional music, DJs are totally needed. Nobody can deny that fact. The hardest part is if, for instance, an artist is looking for a DJ to promote their song, one DJ can't do that.
Yeah,
it is impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, when I worked on radio, people used to send me their music, and I asked them, "Have you sent it to this person or that person and that person?" They'll say no, because they know me. They've sent it to me, which is all well and good. My show was once a week. I can play the song every single time I come on the show.
Yeah.
But if other people are not playing it, it's not going to make an impact.
Not at all.
The power of different people playing your music is so. Look, I remember there was a period when I think my daughter or somebody was in hospital, and I was there for 2 days. The 2 days I was there, I was so bored. I was flicking through channels. I can't remember what song it was, but every channel I flicked through within that hour, I heard the same song. So it could be Capital Extra, it could be whatever, Kiss FM. Everybody was playing the song, and I'm thinking that's how powerful DJs are to making a song a hit. The song was so annoying, but you can't run away from it. So eventually, you just basically you have no choice than to listen to it.
That's right.
Do you understand? So if the DJ didn't play it, where were you going to hear that song? You may not be a follower of the artist on social media, but the song may be a good song, but because you don't follow the artist, you never get to hear of it until probably later. But the DJ is the one who will make you feel like. And I mean, when clubs were opened, a DJ will play a song and you think, oh my God, I like this song, but this DJ has actually made me enjoy the song more because of how the DJ sang along the lyrics or whatever. So we have such a huge impact. And I know you mentioned moving with the times. I think one of the things, Quake said almost everything I wanted to say. One of the things I want to add is, apart from the fact that we need a collaborative effort to make this happen, I think as individuals as well, we need to find a way to be influencers on our own. As in, build your brand such that as soon as you endorse a song, it happens. Because people know that you will not just play any useless song. People know that once DJ Quake said this song is good, it is good. Right. Based on how much you built your brand, based on how worthy people think you are. Right. It's not an easy thing to do, but I think it's something that we as DJs individually need to do, as well as collaborate with other people. We need to get to that point where people would respect us as DJs, but also as endorsers, as influencers, as brand ambassadors, whatever. I think that's where we need to get to in this day and time.
Yeah. So using the word endorsers for want of a better word, I've got a problem when it comes to DJs being there like, okay, everybody's following what I do, everybody likes what I do, but when the public comes in, they normally sometimes make things look like, okay, because we vibe with this DJ so much, we kind of have certain kind of control on what he does. So he also get us following him or giving him that support that he needs. So when that issue of endorsement comes in, it goes on really quick. Now, my question is it a problem having some particular kind of audience who always want to mingle in what you do as a DJ? Because you might want to do it your own way, but I've come to the realization where people come and they're like, oh, the DJ is playing a song, the song is nice, but he or she wants to also listen to a different song. But you are the man in charge of the program. Is this something where DJs do really sometimes have a problem when it comes to their followers?
I think as a DJ, pleasing your crowd is important. Absolutely. And I know sometimes when I'm doing events or when I'm playing, somebody will come up and want to hear something. And I feel like at that point in time, maybe that's not, if for instance, I'm doing an old school show and somebody wants me to play the Sarkodie song that came out 2 days ago, it will be a struggle for me. But sometimes in wanting to please this person or a number of people who may have asked for that song, you may just play it just to please them. But I think when you're respected as a DJ, and when people actually understand your brand, they will follow you and go with whatever you do. They will not try and change you. Obviously, there's going to be the odd one or two. Odd one or two doesn't matter. Like I always say to people, if I'm playing and one person, let's say I'm playing pop music and one person comes and says, I want Nigerian Afrobeat, I'm not going to stop the pop music to play that because I need to go with what majority of the people are actually enjoying on the dance floor at that moment in time. But I think if people actually understand your craft and understand your brand and are die-hard core followers of yours, they will go with whatever you, as the person in charge, is actually going with.
Oh, all right. That says this all.
Blackstar DJs worldwide.
Okay, just like I said, we'll be having DJ Kujo joining us also in the UK. So, DJ Kujo, if you can unmute yourself, we would like you to give us a brief introduction of yourself, and then we'll continue with our discussion. You were late, but we'll accept you. We'll accept your apologies already. All right, so just introduce yourself, and then we can continue with our discussion.
Oh, thank you very much, Kwasante, Quirks, and Pia, my good friends. My name is DJ Kujo, as it says. I've been DJing for, I'll say, close to 30 years now. Started off basically in Ghana with Fat Records or Fat Sounds. At that point, I wasn't actually DJing. I was mainly into equipment, renting out equipment to other DJs. And then I came to the UK some 20 years ago. And that is when I actually DJing to a different level. So at the moment in the UK, I mostly do private events, weddings, parties, you name it, within the African community and beyond. And I'm also part of the management team of Blackstar DJs, as we all know here, trying to take Ghanaian music to the rest of the world. So that is a brief introduction to myself.
All right. So with all these experiences that you've got, let me hit you with what we're discussing. Have your experience been able to help in promotion of any music or like music in general? Because we're discussing DJs and promotion of music. Has your experience really helped in the promotion of music?
Well, of course. So basically what happens is if an artist approaches you as a DJ with a song and they ask for your opinion about the quality of the song, or so what I do is I've got quite a few friends who are artists. So before the song actually comes out, they might slip the song to you to listen to your professional opinion. And if you think you can help in that area, why not? You know, that happens. So in the background, that's what happens. And then when the song is actually out, it depends. Because as a DJ, two things. You can go to a party where people have given you a playlist of what you want to hear, but you also have to use your own professional experience to try and introduce them to new songs or other songs, and it all depends on how you are able to organize yourself, research these songs. And if your clients respect you and they value your professional opinion, that can give you a chance to also basically promote other music or other songs, which will go a long way to help the artist. So promotion, when it comes to us DJs, comes in different forms. Yes, the mainstream, we play the songs at parties. Again, as I said earlier, we can also, behind the scenes, help artists in terms of the technical aspect of the music. If, for instance, the song needs a little bit of, let's say, the bass or something, or there's a chorus there which is not syncing properly. As a DJ, we naturally have the ear to actually listen to songs and be able to pick up some of these issues and help artists. So in general, in my years of DJing, as I've said earlier, there are different ways that we can spend one, influencing the quality of songs, and again, helping artists to promote their songs.
All right, thank you very much. Quex, let me ask you, when it comes to preparation of songs for events, do you choose what people really give you? Like, oh, this song, I don't think this song can make my dance floor, do you do that, or you just go with anything once it's a song that you think someone has, struggled to record, you just want to help promote it?
Right. I think there's a number of things that go into the preparation process, right? I think that, like Kuja said, every DJ, in essence, I think, should also think of themselves as artists, mm-hmm. right? And PM said it in another way, be influencers, right? Because the value you bring as a DJ is that you have good listening ears, and not only that, you also really should demonstrate a deep understanding of the audience that you serve, right? And their taste in music, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a combination of what you like and what the audience likes.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just one or the other, right? Maybe leaning more towards what the audience likes even more, right? But there has to be what differentiates you as a DJ. Is really what you yourself, your personal belief standards, creativity, what you bring to the experience. Yeah. Because if you don't understand what the audience likes, it's going to be a problem, right? You're going to be playing to a dead ear. But
at the end of the day, you're not the one who did the songs. You're not the one who recorded the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is to just play and make people happy.
Right. It's almost like telling Walmart they can't have control of what they sell because they didn't make the product. They at the end of the day, if you think about it, if you think about the entire value chain of the music process, right? Yeah. There's a lot of steps. There's the production side, right? Of the artists produce the music. There's the distribution side of people selling in different shops and all of that. Then there's the retail side, which is the shops that actually deliver it to the customers, okay. Right? And so if you think about it, the retail side is more like the part where the customer has experience, the touch points where the customer can actually touch the product and experience the product. Mm-hmm. And so, and DJing is like that. DJs, I think we on the retail side, we interface directly with the customer, right? And so we have control on what they hear. But it goes both ways, right? A retailer should know in their local community what people want. Understand the demographics. You should understand what the taste is like in order to deliver it. So when you are picking it, you're saying that, okay, this is what I know people like to hear. but this is also what I know is good music. And so I'm going to combine it in a way that serves both needs, that serves both purposes. So when I'm preparing for a show or an event, I have those things into account, right? For example, when someone calls me to do a wedding, I always make sure they fill out the form for me, right? And I say, what's the demographic?
Yeah.
What's the age group of the people that are going to be at your event, right? Is it, no matter what is it party, it's wedding, it's whatever event, I still want to know the demographic, the age group, whether there's going to be young people, whether there's going to be old people, and, where they're from. Are they mostly Nigerian? Are they mostly Ghanaian? Are they mostly Americans? Whatever it is, right? I need to understand that. Then I also need to understand from the client themselves what their taste is in music, right? So I say, give me your top. If it's a wedding, I say, the bride, give me your top 5 of all time, right? Then the groom, give me your top 5 of all time. Then they give me that list. I take that into account. Then I come to my studio and I say, okay, this is what I know people rap to. People rap to this kind of music. I know that if I combine it this way and that way, even though they didn't include it in the list, I know that there's some songs that just need to be played. Yes. And so I will combine all of that and say and make sure that I'm meeting their needs as clients. I am taking into account the demographic that's going to be there, their needs and taste as well as an audience. And I'm also able to introduce, I'll also be as creative and as professional enough to introduce new music if I need to, right? And make sure that the full experience is great. One thing I always do, people don't like it. One thing I personally just do all the time is I make sure that whenever I have the time, I create sets, what I call sets, right? And the set can be different from one client to another, right? Yeah. So when I'm going to this person, I know that this is based on the list that they gave me. I will create a set, and the set is nothing but like a playlist of kind of like some type of order in which I want to play the songs. I don't necessarily follow it step by step at the event, but it gives me some type of guide in terms of how I want to play. Sometimes I set up, right? So I have multiple sets created for an event, and maybe I start with this set, and I realize they are not really feeling it. I jump to the next set. Right. So that's the preparation process for me.
Yeah. So with all that you're saying, my understanding is, even though you're there to make your clients happy, you're there to promote good music, you're there to play for yourself to be recognized as well. I can easily say your business side of it is more important to you. Now, on this question, that moves me to my next question, where I'll ask PM. PM, you double as an artist. Is it something that one can say that artists should also have like DJs in consideration when they're doing the kind of songs that they do? If they really see artists, DJs to be people who are going to help in the promotion of their songs?
Absolutely. I mean, I think some people like me to hear songs that they are doing. I'm talking about different artists because they believe my critique is always if you add this part, the people would be able to sing it out. If you put too many words in, they might not be able to sing back. So I'm always thinking about it from a DJ's point of view. Okay. But it also depends on what single they are looking to promote as a club single. There's some songs that are radio friendly. It's just for radio. It's just for listening. It's for driving. And there are songs that are for parties. If your song is for a party, then you definitely need a DJ's point of view. If you've got access to DJs, ask them what they think about this. They'll straight away think that, okay, this part is catchy. So maybe you should double this part a few times because this is what you think people will be singing to. So I think that's very important, 100%. As an artist, when I'm making my own songs, sometimes I'm a bit rebellious in the sense that I may not want to do what everybody's doing, so I'll try something different, which might not work. But I think sometimes it's just me ticking things on my bucket list. I need to do a song like this at some point in my life. And that's why, I think that's why lots of artists will build a whole album, because they'll choose 2 or 3 songs that are meant to be out there for the clubs. Mm-hmm. And there are other songs that are not. They know that these songs are not going to be played in any club. So they'll target, just, a different kind of demographic for that particular song. But for the club ones, a DJ's input is important.
Yeah, but that brings me to my next question, where I want to direct it to DJ Kujo. This issue, what PM just said, people do songs with a certain kind of people in their mindset. This is going for the dancehall. This is going for someone, for funeral grounds and stuff like that. Now, the issue with people who do comes to our events, how can we get them to know that this song that you're asking me to play, it's not meant for a wedding. This song is not meant for a birthday party. I mean, it's a song where if you want to sit quietly and think about your girlfriend who has left you years ago, it's a good song for you. But someone will come to you as a DJ and want you to play that song because maybe a song speak for him or her and stuff. In issues like that, how do you intend to, cover it up?
A very interesting question, and I'll just give you an example. Just before lockdown, I went to this wedding where someone came asking me to play the Ga song Ayefe Noche. Yes, if you understand Ga very well, Ayefe Noche basically translates as we are chopping more than the owner. So basically, what I did was I threw the question back that, okay, if this was your wedding and I was DJ and I played that song, how would you feel? So sometimes it's basically a case of finding a way to throw the question back to the person. Because maybe you are busy, you are in the middle of a set, and they come in. So sometimes it can be quite difficult for you to have that sort of conversation. But what I try to do as much as possible is lyrics, as we all know, is equally important as the beat of a song. Yes. So sometimes, especially within our community, a song like this gospel song or Through the Mifie, people like it, but clearly it's not a song that you can play at weddings. So what you need to do as a DJ is to continue to try to find that opportunity where you can educate a little bit the person who is trying to get this question or this song to be played. So as Quack said, yes, I also tend to have my playlist, after consultation with your clients and all that. And once you've got the playlist and hold on a second.
We can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So once you've got a playlist and you include your own professional opinion into the playlist, yes? Mm-hmm. That is very, very important there. So as you talk to this person, it's extremely important that you make that point that, look, it's not as if your song is not so good, but it's because of X, Y, Z. Yeah? That's why you can't, I can't play that song at this particular moment. But it's a challenge. But it all depends on how you handle the situation and the way you speak to people, basically. So it's not very easy, but every situation is different. One, it depends on the person who is asking the question at that particular moment. So sometimes what you do is that you are playing a party, you are in a high tempo, playing your, let's say, 1, 2, 6 or thereabout, and somebody comes in wanting a song which is the BPM doesn't match at all. So what I tend to do is I'll just speak to this client and I say, okay, yes, your song is good, I will play it, but currently the speed or where the tempo that I am playing, I can't actually incorporate your song. So it's all about communication, which is very, very important. As DJs, I know people respect us. But what I will never ever do is to go and shut people down or just try and belittle people and let them feel as if they don't know what they are talking about. It's a song that they like. Some people have maybe 5 songs that they like, and they will always want to hear those songs wherever they go. So it doesn't matter. They will just come to you and just say, DJ, this is my song. I want you to play it. But you will have to make sure that you have that time to educate your client. Very, very important.
Let me just add one thing before you carry on. You know, this whole thing about, for instance, if somebody's booked you and expects you to play certain songs, I think a lot of people who host parties, be it a bride, and it's usually brides who book you. I mean, I've only been booked by a groom once in my life. And that was the guy was extremely pedantic, one of my worst bookings ever. But I think people actually forget that you are inviting other people to the event. It's not you. The event, much as it's your event, you're inviting 300 people and you want them to be all happy. If high life is your thing, and you know, they'll say, I want only high life, or I want this. I say to them, if you want that, you're better off playing this in your house. If you're inviting 300 people as your guests, you want to let them leave happy. And that's my duty. I want you to give me a fair idea of what you like. That's fine. I will incorporate that. I will definitely play some of these songs. And I want you to tell me the songs that if I don't play, you will not want to pay me. Tell me those songs. Exactly. But the rest of it, just leave it to me, because sometimes people think they know their guests, but they actually don't. You know, they might think, it's going to be lots of white people, so please make sure you play only 2% Afrobeat. But then you realize that when I played the Afrobeat, I played at a wedding where it was a mixed wedding, white guy marrying a black girl. And that's the sort of thing they said to me. When I was playing Azonto, that was at the time, the white people were on the dance floor. So I did a mix, like a very quick mix of pop, fast pop into Azonto, but it was the white people who remained on the dance floor. So then I thought, you know, this is not how the woman thought different. You know, what she thought would sell is not what was actually selling, because you can only tell on the day. You know.
Let me chip in here as well. I think that, you know, that's so on point. You both right. And I think that the 2 key things that were said here that I want to highlight, consultation and communication, right? I think that, you know, it's obvious that, look, as DJs, we should bring our expertise to bear. And, you know, kind of like what Kwasanti was saying, it's like, a lot of the times, because the client is paying you, sometimes they think they know better.
Yeah, of course.
They think they know their friends and their audience better. And so they tell you, this is what I want you to play. Right? It's important not to dismiss that, because that is also insights. That is also information. However, it's important to also consult with them and let them understand, like how PM will say. I always do, especially at weddings. I always do consultation before, and we sit down and I go through that process. Exactly what PM just said. You know, listen, what you sent me, this is your taste in music. Now there's 2 of you. We're going to have 300 people or 400 people at this wedding, right? So we have to make sure that we cater to everybody, right? And so, and PM is so on the money on that. It's important to know what they don't want. You know, curse words. You know, particular. Some people just don't have a problem with particular artists and those type of things. So you get that nailed down. Once that is done, let me do my job as an expert. Let me do my job as an expert.
But let me bring your mind to something.
Right.
You know, like with this consultation thing that you guys are saying, there is a point where, okay, give me your best 5 songs. Give me your best 5 songs. Bride and groom, everybody has given you their best 5 songs. This is the number of people that they're expecting, demographics, everything put into consideration. But, you know, sometimes what happens when you go to events where there's a lot of drinks, you know, people, they are party goers and stuff like that. Where you come and you're playing, and the person who actually booked you comes and it's like, oh, he's a bit tipsy, you know, on top of the world. And he comes back, you played his playlist, You play the wife's playlist. He comes back again because he sees that the party is going on well. So I need to let my playlist head again. DJ, the songs that I gave you, can you play it for me again? In instances like that, what do you think a DJ should do? Because you want to
probably agree and don't play it. You just say play it and don't play it. Keep moving.
At the end of the day, what I would say is that the DJ, the client booked you because they know that this is your line of work. Yes. So sometimes it's the way you approach these things that matter. Yes. If you really, really know this person or this client trusts you, you need to make it a point that, look, I know what we've played the songs already, but at the moment as things are going, let's try and carry on with what is working now, and then later on we will come back to your playlist. Fine, it's your day. You can control it, but as the aspect here in terms of the music, I can also see that what we are doing now is working. So don't worry. But it's important that one, they have given you those songs. You are playing them. But most importantly, you are also reading the audience. And what I usually tell my clients is, yes, your playlist is a guide. Yes, what you've given me is basically a guide as to how you want your day to go. Yeah. But it is not cast in stone. It is not as if every 5 minutes we are going to be playing that playlist. So I think that is where your professionalism and your experience and your knowledge comes in.
Before
you go on this, let me ask you this: where you're playing, and someone from the audience, or let's say a group of girls from the audience, comes to request a song, which you personally know that, okay, the level, like what could you said earlier on, I'm playing at a very high BPM, and your song that you're giving me is just, a slow dance song or something. And you tell them, okay, fine, I'll play it for you, just give me some time. They come back the second time, I'll give you the... Now they go to bring the party 20 times. So now they go to bring the person who actually booked you. To come and say, oh, my people are requesting for a song. They say you don't want to play the song.
Yeah.
So let me answer this because I have a really good trick. I have a really good trick here, right? So I do what I call saving my reputation, because one thing that we don't realize is that as much as the client booked you, right, your reputation as a DJ is at stake.
Of course.
And the people that are enjoying the music, they don't care who booked who. At the end of the day, it's the DJ.
You are as good as your last gig. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what I do, and it's worked. Let me tell you something. Put the person on the spot before you play any bad music that you think is bad music, right? I will make an official announcement. I will literally stop the music that I am playing, right? And say to the crowd that this person requested, obviously I will make it sound so strict, but this person requested this song, and so the person is next to me. You're not going to request a bad song, and I tell you it's a bad song, and you still insist, right? I'll be like, well, so we'll make the announcement, and if it's a bad song, guess what? Who they blame? They go to you. And then when I come back and start playing my song, they know there's a clear difference there. So that's my trick, and it's worked ever since. Like,
listen, I want to play at the party. It was a 70-year-old birthday. I went all the way from Bromley to Houston or somewhere to consult with this woman to make sure that, because I think from talking to her, you could tell that the music was important to her.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted Azonto or something. I said, okay, fine. She said, I don't want any old music. Don't look at me and think I like the new ones, Cool. So on the day I went there, she wanted a lot of gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. On the day I went there, I set up. And then when she came in, I quickly went with what she wanted me to play around that time when she went for her first change. And I was playing the music. People were dancing. This guy in front of me didn't know I was Ghanaian. people just assume maybe I'm Jamaican or something.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Yes.
So I could hear the person saying in tree to the friend that, and they were standing in front of me. Basically, they came there to talk to me, but they were not sure how to go about it. So they were saying in tree that they don't know what I'm playing. Why am I playing this young people's music?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, let me just calm down. Let me just keep quiet. Anyway, eventually, this guy gets so annoyed. He went to his car, brought a CD. This is back in the day when there was CD, and bought a CD which was live band music, non-stop live band music.
Yeah.
And said, I should play this CD because the person who booked me is 70, not 30. So this is what. So and it wasn't like, oh, could you please play? Can I request that you play? It was play this. So what I did was I put the CD in. And I walked away from there. And you know, when Azonto is playing, and then you just stop it, and then you go straight to like maybe 98 BPM live band. That's what happened. So I just walked away from the deck. I don't want to be associated with what was happening. Okay. And some of the people who knew me said, "Oh, PM, what's happening?" And I said, "Oh, that's a DJ. I'm not DJing anymore. This guy's DJing." And I walked out, and I'd booked somebody's speakers, so I was happy to go with only my deposit. And not play the party. It was until I think maybe 6 people came out to hold me and said, "We beg you. This woman who booked you, she is recovered from cancer. So this party means everything to her." And that she had gone to do a second change. So she didn't know what was happening. So the daughter was begging me, "Just please come back.
Yes.
Play what she booked you to play. Don't mind anybody." I said, "I'll only do that if nobody comes to stand around me." So since then, when I'm playing music, I'm so stoosh that you might not want to come and approach me because if you allow, you know how we Africans are, they would insist you play some stupid music that you know would kill the party and you will not get a booking after that.
Yes, I think all I do is that if you have a very good MC, helps, yes? So basically the job of the MC is also to tidy things up. You know, but if you haven't got an MC and you are there as a DJ and MC, then as Quack said, you know, if the song that this person wants is a good song and the speed, the BPM is so low, I'll find that natural opportunity when, let's say, we bring things down and an announcement is made, then we can introduce that song. So, but it's not easy within our community. It's very challenging. People come to you and it's not their function. They don't know what the client has instructed you to do, and they just want to tell you what to do, which can be very challenging. But it's again, the way you talk to people matter. So I think sometimes, as PM said, put certain people in their right places, especially when the client is having that very special day and they have given you the instructions as to what you need to do and you are trying to make that happen.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's there isn't one solution for all. But as we all know, that's why DJing will always be the best art as far as I'm concerned. So every function is different. You need to look at what is working, people's reaction. Just keep, I never go to a function with a playlist. Yes, I have an idea, a general idea, because by nature, I can read situations and easily go along. I've got DJ friends who will play this song, and every function they will play this song after that, play that song after that, and it's ingrained. And if they can't get it that way, there's a problem. But I don't really work that way. But that flexibility, if you're able to build it into your set and play, it helps a great deal. So have an open mind as a DJ. You have to be very aware that things can change from one minute to the other. But the more open-minded you are, the better it is for you to manage these situations when they come up.
One more thing I'll say before you go to another topic is, is that another trick I do is I always have a song request book or page or sheet or something like that is quite far away from me. And if I have like a roadie or an assistant or anything like that, I let them handle. You have a song request, talk to the roadie. And that's a very, very easy way of diverting, especially when you're in the mix, when you're in the creative zone and you're kind of in the mix of doing something. All that distraction can be, a little bit some way. So I divert them to the roadie and I tell them to put all their song requests there. Now, the thing with song requests is that,
They don't know the titles.
Don't come and sing it.
Exactly. So that filters them out. If you don't know the title, that you're out. But every now and then I get the chance, because let's face it.
Wait, Quex. The issue of you not knowing the title and you are out, people will not go out because they can go to YouTube and then put search for the song on their phone.
Right. Which is fine. The thing is that I'm getting as little interaction as possible as when I'm in the thing, and I'm sort of deflecting all that to my roadie or my assistant. Or if I don't have a roadie, I have a book, and they put their song requests over there. Now, the good thing with that is that let's also be, I said this before. It's important not to dismiss those song requests, because sometimes song requests can be the difference between when the party starts and when. Sometimes I've been to an event where you're playing, the mood is good and all, especially at the beginning. But maybe a friend or two who have all the energy, because the energy starters are sometimes the ones that really start the party.
Yeah.
They come and request any songs that you probably are not thinking of playing or playing yet, and you put it in, and that sets up the party. So I don't
Very true.
I don't dismiss song requests at all. I just want to have a process for including it in my creative process, right? And so they go there. And the good thing is with having an assistant is that if it's on the side, every now and then when I get in the break in there, I get to look at it and okay, and I'll play some things. But if I think it's going to be bad, I just ignore it. You just completely ignore it, and you continue with what you do. And so that's another thing.
So let me move on to my next question, which happens to be on the same topic. All we're trying to do is promote songs as DJs. Artists are looking up to us to promote their songs. We're meant to make our audience happy as well. Now, I believe most of you have seen this kind of situation before, where you go to a party and there is a group of people who kind of support a particular artist. You've got all these movements, the Beam Nations, the Sac Nations, the whatever movement, the Patapa movement, and all those people. And you could see they've got, like Quest said, there are some people who really start the party. And you could see that there's a group of people, these people really makes your dance floor, what you want it to be. And they keep coming to you with some request of their kind of artists that they think they go for. In situations like that, what must a DJ do to, make sure you don't kill the dance floor, and you don't want to be a one-sided DJ where you're playing one particular artist's song, because you've got a lot of people who follows that artist on your dance floor?
Okay, Quest, let me go and then you can come in. So basically, if you got an MC, then half of the problem is solved, because what you need to do is to have some sort of a set for those people. Yes? So you can devote, let's say, 20 minutes, play that set for them. Yes? Let them be very okay, and then you can carry on with the program, because what you don't want to do is to try it every 5 minutes, come to them and play their song. And so once you've got some sort of organization, yes, as to how the event is going, and your MC says that, it's like, okay, let's assume that you go to a 50th birthday party, and the children of the celebrant, yes, they are very, very young, yes, so they want to hear some sort of UK hip-hop or something, yes, and it's possible that you are at a 50th birthday party. That tends to happen quite a lot, yes, but what I do is that I always make sure I have a set for them, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, yes, we make that announcement, we play it for them, and surprisingly, you see some of the adults joining in, and So it's all about actually organizing things and making sure that you let these people understand that, look, one, it is not your party. Yes. Two, you're also here. We are trying to make this day very special. So we need to have some sort of organization here. So we can't just be playing your song all over. So that is how I have approached it in the past, and it's always worked.
Yeah, I would say I personally think the most difficult job of a DJ is making good judgment at the right time every single time.
Yeah,
that is very difficult. It's very sensitive and it's very difficult because you play a good song at the wrong time.
Yeah,
it can be as bad as playing a bad song.
Yes.
Yeah. So judgment is everything. And I also think that parties and just experiences like that are all like energy feeding frenzy type of situation. Yeah. You as a DJ have to always understand how to maximize. Your job is to maximize the energy. And I personally think it's very theoretical. I think that parties become at their max when the entire room is in sync, right? Because when you see how parties evolve, they start off this friend group, they are on this side, this other friend group on this side, like there are pockets of friends all over the place. And then as the party progresses, you see that the different groups begin to merge. And at the point where the party is at its max is when everybody in the room is kind of in sync, so to speak, right? Yeah. So I feel like as a DJ, you have to really figure that out. Look at the pockets that have the most energy and use it to your advantage, right? And if that means that in some cases, there's a group of friends who want a particular kind of song from a certain kind of artist, use judgment. Don't overdo it, but at the same time, capitalize on it, right? So if it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes that you can use to bring that energy and spread their energy to the rest of the people, then that's what you do. And then you do that briefly and move on to the next thing. So that's how I do. Don't overdo it. Just exercise a lot of judgment as a DJ.
Yeah. So PM, on the same question, will you agree with Kujo when he says you just have to cut like some kind of 15, 20 minutes set for that particular group of people?
I never do that. I never do that in the sense that no artist deserves that nonsense. I'm thinking that everybody deserves a part of the playlist. Everybody, because if it's a Shatta group of fans, there's bound to be other fans or Shatta fans who still like other songs. Mm-hmm. So you just don't intertwine it. So Shatta fans would still like Putu or whatever that song is called. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, who doesn't like it? It's a very silly song, so everybody likes it. So I'll make sure that I may play a few of those songs, but I'm not going to dedicate 20 minutes to that particular artist, unless maybe the artist is at the party. You know, sometimes you play at a party and, I don't know, Sarkodie is there. Then maybe you play a few of his songs back to back. But if I'm playing for a party and it's just some BIM Nation fans who want me to play Stonebwoy back to back, it ain't happening.
Right.
Just to add to that, it all depends on the circumstances, because I remember going to Kwewu 2-3 years ago, and trust me, we played an hour set of Shatta Wale. It was one of the best I've ever on a street carnival where his fans were there. 1 hour, it was awesome. But what the example I gave earlier, so. For me, playing one particular artist for less than 20 minutes is a bit, it doesn't really happen a lot often. But it all depends on the circumstances and the situation. Yeah. So back to you, Kosanje.
Blackstar DJs.
All right. So guys, I'm really, really happy to have you guys on the Spotlight Show. And just before we end the whole show, it's been a night that I never expected to have such an insight to all the things that DJs go through when it comes to promoting music on the dance floor and stuff like that. So I just asked my last question to all of you. Now, as DJs, PM Dublin as an artist as well, we've discussed a lot, and I just want to find out. The last question is: so should if an artist comes to an event just like PM was saying, sometimes you need to do back-to-back kind of thing. But in a situation where you've been at an event where the organizer or whoever booked you has not invited any artist to the program, but an artist just follow a friend to come in, is it professional to give that recognition by, sometimes they will even want to go to the extent of wanting to sing at the event.
Yeah.
But you've not been contracted to do so. Is it professional to give that kind of audience? That is going to be my last question. So I don't know who wants to take this one first.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's not professional. I think sometimes some caliber of artists actually add to your, I don't know, for instance, if I'm playing at a party and Shatawale turns up and they tell me Shatawale wants to take the mic, because of social media's sake, of course I'm going to give him the mic, because it's just going to help promote me as well. People are just going to say, wow, this guy played at the party that Shatawale attended. So yes, of course that's going to happen. But if it's some artist I've never heard of before who's going to spoil the flow of my party, no, the mic will not come on.
Oh, okay. So basically, if it's an artist in the mainstream, then it should be fine to allow. But now this is the issue where we're trying to, promote both upcoming artists.
I'm all for that, and I say to because people know I do events, I get a lot of artists, and I think they forget I'm an artist myself. Do you know how much I want to promote myself? And sometimes you don't even get me playing my own music, because if I've got a packed dance floor, sometimes I feel like is this the right time to drop my song? Maybe it's not, because everybody's going to go. Much as I'm promoting myself and my song, I don't want the people to go and think that this DJ was useless. Right. So if for instance I'm playing at a party and there's an underground artist wanting to perform, if I haven't heard of him before, chances are he's now about to airdrop me his song to play, and the party is lit, and this guy is going to come in, not because his song is not good, but because nobody knows the song. If it's going to spoil the flow of my party, I might not accept that. Not because I don't want to promote the artist, but I've got to think about my craft. I've got to think about, and I always say, you're as good as your last gig. I want people to remember me. If, for instance, the underground artist has got a huge following in the venue I'm at, come on, I'll play the song, because I think it will get the numbers on dance floor. But I think we've got to understand certain things. There's a place and time for everything. I would like to do shows where people have come knowing that today we are promoting underground artists. Then they've come there for that. But if people have come, especially if they've paid for an event and somebody has come and wants to take the mic, no, I'm not going to allow that, because that could spoil the whole beauty of the show, unfortunately.
Right. So to you, Quacks, what will you do in a situation like that? Not to see Shatawale or Sarkodie or Stonebwoy, but say an upcoming artist.
I'll say again, I'll exercise judgment, right? I don't have, like Kuju said, I try to keep an open mind. I don't have absolutes, things that I would never do. But I try to just exercise judgment in the situation, right? For example, if I feel like, the artist, maybe a lot of people at the party know the artist and would like to see the artist perform, or maybe I know the artist and I know that his performance is really, really, really good and he can add something to the party, then, I might maybe slipping to, no more than 5 minutes. I'll never do more than 5 minutes for an impromptu thing, because 5 minutes is a long time in entertainment, right? But I would really figure out the situation and determine for myself whether this can add. It has to add, whatever I'm doing has to add to the party, because I put a lot of thought and creativity to the whole experience. And if what you're about to do is only going to be a distraction and just going to, just mess up the whole vibe and mood, I'm not going to do it. But if I feel like it's really going to add to the party, then for me, it doesn't really matter whether you're a mainstream or an up-and-coming artist. If I feel, based on what I know already about you and what the people are saying about you, is going to add to the experience, then I might do it. If I don't, then I'll probably just not have it. Won't happen.
All right.
Just to add up, I think we've touched on quite a few issues already. The bottom line is that it depends. So, for instance, a wedding, some people will tell you, oh, my cousin is a singer and I want them to come in. Yes. So that will be planned. It's part of the event. But when someone just turns up, clearly that is a judgment call. So depending on the function, the people there, the type of person who turns up, there's quite a few variables that you need to consider before you actually allow them. Because yes, I've been at events where artists have just popped up, they just turned up, and I've given them the microphone. There have been other occasions too that I've been at events, different artists or the same artist turns up, and I'll probably today it's not possible because of X, Y, Z. So that question is not a yes or no answer. It all depends on the event, the type of artist that turns up, and a few other bits. So that is what I will say. It's a judgment call depending on the circumstances. So there isn't a yes or no answer to that particular one, Kasante.
All right. So finally, your advice to up and coming artists when it comes to recording and having DJs in mind. What would you say to any up and coming artists?
Up and coming DJs or artists?
No, artists who wants their songs to be promoted by DJs.
Got you.
Yeah.
I would say, it's all about make the DJ look good, right? If you want a DJ to play your music, then you have to, you have to be creative. You have to do something different. You have to do something unique. Make sure at least at the minimum, the technicalities, you got that on lock. The quality of the music, that should be the bare minimum. Then, do your part in terms of promoting the music, because again, sometimes I feel like the DJs, we don't have as much control as people think we do. A lot of the time we have to please our crowd too. And so do your job in terms of promoting your song, and we can, contribute a little bit, to that by playing it to our various audiences.
Right.
But the part where I'll say is the DJ, artists don't make music for DJ. I have to make that that clarification. I just make songs for the general audience, for their base and general public. The part that the DJ comes in the music making process is before the release, not after.
Yeah.
So if you want a DJ's input in what should come out, and if you want the support or endorsement from the DJ, sometimes the best thing is to get the input of the DJ while you're producing the song before you release the song. This way, we have a stake in it, even, being a part of the production process, and you will get the support of the DJ. So that's my take on it.
Wow. All right.
Kasante, let me just add to what Quek just said. Mm-hmm. So, as we know, big artists, some of them even have DJs as part of the production team. Yes? Yeah. Because it depends, as PM said. If you are producing a song that definitely will be a hit at a party, or something that you want to be popping up at parties, clearly the input of the DJ is very important there. So I know even back home, some of our artists work with DJs on a regular basis. As I've said, I've got artists who send me their demos or unreleased tracks for me to listen to give them that input, especially when they know that this song is something that they want to be popping. So it depends on the song, and as DJs, we have ears and a lot more than that. So I think it would be a good idea if artists also try and think about DJs. One, in terms of the qualities that will make a song pop. And secondly, when it comes to the big one for artists, which is the promotion of the songs, they also have to remember that, look, if you've got a song with very bad sound quality, with no consideration for your voice and all that, it's quite difficult for us as DJs to also try and promote your song. And one of the biggest challenges that we have is the quality of the songs that comes out of the motherland. Yes, we as DJs can do things on your controller, but if you are mixing a song and the quality is that bad, no matter how good that song is, most DJs will not be very happy promoting that song. Yes.
Wow. That's good to know. All right, so PM, let's take the last words from you.
I mean, all I have to say is that some of the world's greatest producers are DJs.
Yeah.
Most of them. When you think about Dr. Dre, Timbaland, Swiss Beats, and that's the reason I'm talking about. It is very important. DJs have a very important part to play in the success of songs, in the success of the production and things like that. Not everybody has access to DJs or DJs who've got clout, so they might not be able to send it to some top DJs to find their opinion. But even with the DJ friends that they have, I think artists should always check if they know a DJ is good enough and they feel like that DJ's input would make an impact on the type of production or in getting the song out there to be a hit. By all means, send it to the DJ or a few DJs, maybe not just one. Send it to a few DJs, find out what they all think. You realize that they're all singing the same sheet, or maybe 3 out of the 4 have said the song is not good. Then you have to think twice about it. But like Quake said, not when the song is already done. I've made a mistake of sending an already done song to somebody, say, hey, what do you think? And the person told me, oh no, the chorus is not good, change the chorus. But look, I've mixed and mastered the song, and I thought to myself, why did I even bother? I should have sent it before the song actually finished the production line.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been there and that. So, but yeah,
I would say if you're smart, send it to Blackstar DJs.
Of course, yeah.
100%.
That's a smart one. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing that with one of my new singles coming out. 100%.
Yeah.
Great. Well, gentlemen, I'd like to say a very big thank you for tonight. It's been a pleasure having you on board the Spotlight Show. This is a Blackstar DJs worldwide production, and it's coming your way each and every time. So just look out for it. And we've got a lot of stuff to discuss. You might have your take on whatever we say. So we're just going to be giving the opportunities where you can also bring in your questions, and then we'll address it as we go along. So I'd like to end tonight's program, and I'd like to say thank you once again. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye from me.
Blackstar DJs worldwide.